a week, boys. Oh, man. What a weekend, I should say. Great football, good times, great oldies. Made some, made some big money. Oh, man. What a weekend. Our teams all lost, but, the bets hit, the money cleared.
We did decent on college football, I think,
Really
money-wise. What do we end up going, Dawson?
I'll see here. Officially, we'd have to look. Okay, so let's look at what we picked. We had oh man, I don't know if I have everything here, but you had Maryland covering. We missed Iowa, but we got LSU covering. We got Florida covering. I got Florida on the money line. We missed Colorado covering, but you had Colorado on the over. And we got Washington covering and Syracuse. So
we only lost 2, so we went like 8-2,
6 or 7-2, something like that. Yeah.
Woo!
Good. Yeah. Woo.
What we do.
That is, yeah.
Then we lose it all on NFL Sunday, putting up together way too many same game parlays.
Together.
That's what happens. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Dude, that's how you feel something.
Mm-hmm. Oh man. Okay. So yes, but we'll get I don't know. We'll get the NFL too, but we'll start with college. Well, like we said, we did really good, but let's start with the big game, UT Florida. We said Florida would cover 5.5. We said that was too big of a line. It's like the biggest line ever in favor of Tennessee to be played in the swamp. And boy, were we right. Dylan.
Yeah, fuck that game, dude. What the hell happened, dude? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead. We were both on the points, but
yeah,
I thought we were gonna squeak it out. They got demolished by Florida.
Yeah, dude, it wasn't even close. In the second quarter, it was just like over. So yeah. Not tackling.
What's the answer? I mean, what do you do going into the next week?
Hendon Hooker came out with a great quote. I think it was like Romans 53:4. I'm not going to quote it because I don't have it in front of me, but essentially it said that, you go through adversity, which builds character, which builds endurance, which builds hope. Long story short, this is a character, building moment for this team. They come in with all the hype. Joe Milton comes in with a lot of high expectations. Florida looked a little weak in the first week against Utah, but I mean, Utah's a great team. I'm thinking Utah's a good team. Granted, getting your ass beat, by Florida and the way that we did when we had those high expectations, dude, it hurts like shit. But you see, we still got it on us. Because we believe. We don't waver. But yeah, I think moving forward, I mean, the high expectations of another playoff potential run. I mean, dude, it's rough. It's looking at I'm scared of South Carolina, and Georgia. I mean, I'm honestly more confident about how Alabama's played played not as well.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe beating them on the road. Like I don't know. It's character building for sure.
I don't know. All this character building and all this stuff kind of sounds like Butch Jones Champions of Life kind of.
Dude, I'm out of here. Don't ever say Butch Jones' name on this show. Don't ever talk about Butch. Josh Heupel needs to shave his face, though. I don't know why he looked like he had been up drinking since 5 o'clock in the morning the night. Coach, just shave for the game. Anyway, I don't know. He's not Butch Jones, hopefully. Please, God. No. Do not tell me this is a Butch Jones.
Dylan, for the character building, was that do you think that it's a telltale sign? Like after you start a fight, you immediately are like, all right, we're gonna quote the Bible on this one.
Oh. Okay, first of all, that was Hendon Hooker that said he doesn't even on the team. So I don't want to.
Oh, he watched.
Yeah, dude. Okay, we got our asses beat in the swamp. Whatever, dude. I mean, I get it. Dude, it's.
Look, I'm a humble Memphian Tiger fan. So what do I know about football victories?
Yeah.
Whenever Dawson just said the name Butch Jones and talking about this team, dude, I'm about to lose it. Literally, I'm about to cut. I gotta leave. Like,
Right, that wasn't fair. That was Hendon Hooker. That wasn't even this team. So that was.
no.
It's okay.
Hey, back to reality. This is what I think it is. We got high expectations. Tennessee fans are passionate. I'm not the only one that acts like this, I don't think. I got a lot of friends that also act like this, and they were super pissed too. So,
Yeah.
and I don't want to lean on that character building,
Yeah.
shtick. That sounds like some Butch Jonesisms. You're right. That's just like, that's gross. Like, why would I ever say that? That's disgusting. Weird. But I mean, come back to reality. I mean, it's coming off a 10-2 season. I mean, that was the first like 10-win season we've had in, God, I don't know, like 13. I mean,
Yeah, since like
20 years, like
7 or something like that. Yeah.
God, yeah, like so long. So, of course we want to expect the same thing, but this is the gambit. This is SEC football. This is what you get. It's going to be hard fought every year. And unfortunately, we have to define ourselves against Florida early every year. And that's really a pivotal game. However that game goes determines the season. So I think we're still going to get some wins. Like, I mean, I hope we don't lose, to every, powerhouse team in the SEC, but hey, Nico. We're going to start hearing that shit coming up, dude. Like, if Milton has another rough game, they're going to be asking to mix it up. So, I'm here for it. I got my balls shit on today. I woke up and I went to the gym and, just kept living. All Vols gear in Knoxville. And I saw some people with Florida shit on. And I went up to them and I just said, do you know where you are? Did you get lost? Because you guys got to get out of town before it gets ugly. But no, it's just, this is SEC football, man. It's just it is what it is sometimes.
Yeah. If y'all beat Alabama, but y'all go 8-4, would you still take that like right now?
Dude, if we beat Alabama and we go 8-4, like I'll take it. I'll take it. I mean,
I like it. I respect that.
Yeah, I mean, we got to get either Florida or Alabama. Georgia kind of looked a little shaky against South Carolina.
That first half was definitely, if anybody took that under on the first half for Georgia, South Carolina would definitely be rolling in it because that was good.
Yeah. So I'm more concerned about South Carolina than I have been. Less concerned about Georgia, and less concerned about Alabama, but I still think Tennessee doesn't look good at all. Yeah. So yeah, unfortunate.
Yep. It's okay. My college football season's over too. Wisconsin lost last week to Washington State. So
Pullman.
That's college football for you.
That's it, man. One loss and you're especially early in the year.
Yeah.
I mean, we could turn around. I mean, hey, if we win out, hey, I'm still gonna be,
there's a chance
watching the games. I'm not gonna be posting on social media or anything. Fucking, just got to keep it low key. But
Dawson, Washington State has the pirate ghost, Mike Leach, RIP. I mean, that's the wind in the sails, man. You just got to take that L.
Yep. And
Mike Leach was watching.
Yeah. And Wisconsin bounced back a little bit this week. I mean, the scoreboard looks better than it was, but I don't even care to talk about that game. We hit LSU. LSU destroyed Mississippi State. And that was an easy -9 cover. I think LSU's good still. I think Florida State's good, and that's why they made, that's why LSU didn't look as good against them.
Florida State struggled this week, kind of.
But Florida State struggled. They barely beat Boston College.
Barely beat BC. Like that's.
I know. I mean, you get the win, but yeah, seriously, it's a weird and I don't know. I was watching some of it, and Boston College had like their jerseys. I didn't fully get the explanation. I want to say it was like a 9/11 jerseys that they had for some sort of in memory of something. Just seemed kind of like an emotional game for them, and they were playing. And there's some crazy stuff at the end, a little scoop and score. But either way, I think Florida State's still good, and LSU is good. I think LSU is going to be good.
LSU will be fine.
Iowa,
Maryland beat them up.
We hit Maryland in the Friday night game. We hit Maryland, so that was
Ole Miss, powerhouse SEC team, beating the crap out of Georgia Tech. And they covered with the late touchdown.
Oh, did they? Okay. Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
it was
Okay.
late. It was 34-17 going
Okay.
into. I was watching the game, and then they ended up. I think Georgia Tech scored one. They
Yep.
scored one. Then Ole Miss got a late long touchdown. So
Yeah. Nice. Okay. So yeah, they did cover. Texas looked scary at first, but they ended up winning by a lot. And then obviously the Colorado game we did not cover, but we got the over.
Colin, talk to me about Colorado. Are they the real deal? Or are they not? What are you thinking?
I think at this point it doesn't even really matter. I think it's the fact that they're the number one story in college football, and you can literally put them for the rest of the year on a marquee, schedule, and you're going to get eyes on it. Because the fact that they're playing Oregon next week, and then the week after that they're playing USC, a couple weeks later they're playing UCLA. I mean, there's so much, and also Oregon State. I mean, there is so much like to look forward to against those old Pac-12 teams. It's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun. So I think they definitely once again won the weekend. It's just a matter of with that injury that they had, can they repeat that against a really good Oregon team? Because they gotta have magic. Because Dawson mentioned that it was up to 20.5 on the spread for next week for Oregon. So obviously Vegas thinks that the Magic's going to end a little bit next week, but still fun.
Yeah. Do you think there's any chance of them going 1-1 against Oregon and USC, Dawson? Winning one of those games?
And I haven't really watched Oregon at all. I've seen their box scores. They're winning by a lot of points. I mean, yeah, I guess there's a chance. It seems like USC especially doesn't have much defense, so maybe it's a shootout and they get the ball last, and pull up a big upset there. So I think there's a chance, yeah. But I also think there's just as likely a chance that they lose both game by like combined, 60 points.
Yeah.
And
I think it's more likely that they win at playing at home, because that's going to be a hornet's nest against USC as opposed to Oregon, because I mean Oregon packs it out, so that's gonna be pretty rowdy. But yeah, to your
so they're playing at Oregon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or then USC at home.
Yep.
Yeah, I would lean to take them against USC of those two games as well. I think, but what's the injury that they suffered real quick?
well, that's right.
It was
Travis Hunter's hurt.
Is he? Have we got? I mean, I don't know if we got any updates on that. I know that'll be developing.
Yeah, I want to say it's said a couple. They think it might be a couple weeks.
Okay.
Yeah,
Not season ending, which is good.
No.
Yeah, that's all it said. But out for a few weeks.
Okay. Well, if he's out for a few weeks and these next few weeks, that's just
That's the few weeks are the big games. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, that sucks. Well, but yeah, either way, I mean, I think the Colorado story's been fun. I think it's going to die down a little bit because they're going to lose some games, and then, but with Dion, he'll keep it exciting and everything. I think we should have caught on. I rode the hype, but we should have caught on with all this stuff coming. Game day coming there. Yeah, him sending out all these videos of talking to his team, being like, "Oh, they shouldn't have poked the bear. Now, now we're going to kill him." Blah blah blah.
And then they barely win.
Yeah, exactly. I think we should have seen that coming. That was going to be closer than we think, with them kind of hyping themselves up that much now.
Yeah. Well, they definitely know how to sell. They definitely know how to sell a program. I mean, he's doing a great job of that. Now, does that mean they're a good football team right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. We're gonna find out. I think Oregon might smack them around, and I mean, 20 points. I mean, they might be like, "Hey, come on in. This is time to see what real football looks like in the Pac."
Well, and to that point, at the beginning of the year, Oregon essentially, once it was announced that Colorado would be leaving the Pac-12, and that was before Oregon moved, the Oregon coach essentially said, like, who cares what has Colorado done historically for the Pac-12 anyway? So, I mean, there's already a little bit of smoke there. So I definitely side with you on that. Oregon may just kind of take it to them. But I for one will not be betting against Dion. That seems like a bad ghost that just runs.
I mean, I like him as a dog better than I like him as a favorite. You know what I mean? It's like I mean, liking him as a favorite, it's like, okay, they're expected to win by 20, they win by 7. They get the job done, but like as a dog, coming in with the expectations a little lower, it's like, yeah, we'll see when we get to our college picks later in the week, but I'm definitely going to do some looking into that one.
we'll see how the line changes too. That'll
I
be
like the over though for sure. If they can get, I mean, I don't know yet what it's at, but I bet it's high. I think there will be some scoring. So
yes. All right. I think we can go ahead and wrap up college football then. The only game we didn't talk about was Washington. They kicked butt against Michigan State. Michigan State's kind of a mess right now, so that was an easy hit. And
Michael
Washington,
Penix Jr. is
yeah, he looks good.
looks like a
Definitely.
Heisman candidate, still doing his
The
thing.
big Phoenix.
The big Penix.
Flying high.
That guy's got a huge Penix.
All right. So let's move to the
Terrible
NFL.
joke.
Terrible. Let's move to the NFL on that one. So Dylan had the hard loss with the Vols. Colin and I, we had our hard loss with the Pack today, unfortunately. But I'm also still repping. You know, it's what we do. We're a loyal fan base.
What happened today, boys?
We played it too safe, and we just absolutely let. You know what? It's just a matter of game plan was not super great. I don't know. It seemed like we just constantly were trying to burn clock when we should have just like stepped on their throats and just got it done.
Yeah.
But I mean,
What's the
Dawson,
impact of
what
Aaron
do you
Jones
think?
being out too? I mean,
Yeah, I think there were injuries. There's excuses there. You know, Jones was out. Watson still hasn't played. Bakhtiari was out. Jenkins, I think, was out. We were missing a lot of guys on offense. But it was the defense. I mean, they only scored 25 points, but the defense at the end just couldn't get that stop. They just kept running the clock out so they could kick a field goal with, a minute left. And at that point, it's not on Jordan Love. It was cool to see him have the chance to come down and get a field goal with a minute left and get that comeback win. But, I mean, they didn't do anything. So
how y'all feeling about Love? Or sorry, Colin, go ahead.
Well, yeah, but yeah, right before that, I do think, I mean, to Dawson's point, that was really telling that the last drive at the end of the first half, when they had multiple, I think Bijan had like 64 yards or something on like 7 carries or 8 carries. I mean, he was essentially averaging like over 8 yards per carry. I mean, they were just a porous run defense, and it just gave so much space. I mean, Pitts, as aggravating as he is, if you have him on the fantasy for the last 2 years, like, he is just a big dude, so he naturally draws coverage. And so, yeah, it's just super frustrating. But Dylan, what were you saying?
No, I was just curious. I mean, you guys are big Pat guys, and I know it's Aaron Rodgers' huge change here, but Love coming in. I mean, he had 3 touchdowns today, right? I mean, throwing through the air. I mean, he's connecting with people in the end zone, and he's got that new rookie. What do you guys think about the offense as far as moving forward?
I think it's kind of like you almost follow that, at least for me, like you follow the tread of LaFleur can be like a poor man's.
It's kind of Andy Reid.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was going to speak a little bit for the 49ers coach, but that's kind of intense. But I mean, it does kind of feel like that it's just a matter of like offensive scheme and stuff like that. But at the same time, there's a lot of injuries. So it's like, what is it actually going to look like?
What about you, Dawson?
Yeah, I'm confident in Jordan Love so far. And I do think, actually, this has shown me, I think I like LaFleur. We're finally seeing his offense, because with Rodgers, we didn't really see LaFleur's offense because Rodgers was changing things up. He didn't trust certain guys and didn't want to do those plays. And with Jordan Love, it's like he's just doing what LaFleur's calling. And we're having, like, especially against the Bears, there were some really fun play calls in there that mixed things up that really looked good. And there was a couple here. I honestly think the poor man's Andy Reid's not a terrible comparison. They're doing some of those little silly little, like, instead of handoffs, they're like little flip passes, as the jet sweep flip pass.
A little in the middle of the formation, kind of little quick, whatever they're called.
Even the old school Favre and Rodgers, just like little sidearm things. I mean, you saw that a couple times with like Dylan connections, and when a play broke down, and it was like, all right, let's just get it to somebody.
Yeah, you could tell they missed Aaron Jones a lot today. I mean, Dylan's okay, but he's just not. He's not a number 1 running back, honestly.
No, he's that classic change of pace. Like, hey, I need you to run into people and just like try to truck them.
Yes, and like especially great like fourth quarter, they're getting tired. You can run some people over, get a couple 9-yard carries in the fourth quarter, and salt them anyway.
And I want to ask y'all real quick too. What about the Falcons? I mean, they were projected pretty high in their division. Are they any good? I mean, is this a story of the Falcons being decent?
Remember,
I think
I picked the Falcons to win the division when we did our previews. So I'm kind of high on the Falcons still. I thought we got good odds on that, and that's looking good. I don't think the Falcons are. I mean, I think they could win their division. That's about as far as it's going to go. I don't think they're going to make any noise at all. Ritter's okay. I don't. That running back, man, he is.
Bijan Robinson is good.
Good,
well,
man.
both of them. Algier too is good.
Yeah. Honestly, they should have ran the ball more. They didn't even need to throw the ball. Like the Packers were not stopping the run ever. I mean, so I guess they've got some pieces there. So I still like the Falcons. I think they're going to win a lot of divisional games, especially, and win a couple of these other games with kind of middle of the road.
I think those are both good teams, man, for sure. I think Packers are better than expected.
Yeah. I genuinely think that we could see the Falcons come wild card weekend. I think that could be interesting, tale of it if that actually happens.
Playing a weak division too, even though the Buccaneers look pretty dang good today against the Bears. The Bears suck.
Dude, seriously, the Bears still suck. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Well, and I mean the Saints are freaking sneaky too. I mean, tomorrow that's gonna be a pretty interesting kind of thing.
Saints are good, yeah, for sure.
Dude, you could have 3 2-0 teams in that division that we thought would be terrible, which is kind of funny. And it's early, but let's see here. Looking at some of the other games, I don't want to talk about the boring games, but my lock of the week, the Colts easily hit. Richardson's out with a concussion, which sucks, but otherwise, Texans are bad. Not really too much to say about that game. The Colts are okay. Richardson's going to be good, but I mean, what's his name? Trevor Lawrence even told him last week, right? Like, be careful, or you're going to get these hits are going to add up, and like immediately concussion. So that's not good. Colin, our dog, missed. The Bears still suck. The Bucks, maybe the Bucks are good. Are the Bucks good, or the Bears just terrible, Colin?
I think the Bucks are a lot more surprising than we would think. It's hard to say that they don't like suck, but I mean they're certainly not like absolutely like terrible. But yeah, I mean I think it's crazy for the Bears. It's like this was supposed to be at least some kind of a not necessarily coming out party, but at least certainly better than 0-2. I mean, if you're a Chicago fan, you would at least be like, we should be 1-1 by now.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I think you got to be scratching your head of like, what's the next, like, what are we going to look like at week 8? Are we thinking about next year already? Or are we going to try to make a playoff push? And it doesn't look like playoff push is in their future, which is nuts.
No, I don't. I think their seasons, they're a bad team. Dylan, Dylan, you watched the Tennessee game. I know. The Titans eked out an overtime win against the Chargers. You impressed?
Man, I'm impressed. I am impressed. Man, Tannehill. 1 week you get one thing, the next week you get another, dude. This guy is just it's like, okay, so like it's like over his like tenure with the Titans, like when he was healthy a couple of years, I think it was 2 years ago, he was one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league. Like, and we've added weapons. Treylon Burks and Hopkins are 2 burner. I mean, Hopkins has got hands for days, and Treylon Burks is a burner. And Derrick Henry, I think he's got gas in the tank. I mean, he was powering over people today. So, yeah, I mean, beating the Chargers, man, I have high expectations for the Chargers this year. Like, and obviously Eckler's out, which is a big change. And Keenan Allen got it done. But the Titans they're gonna play well, defensively, like they usually do. Play pretty decently defensively, keep it, kind of lower scoring, and then if Tannehill can make a few plays here and there, man. I mean. Yeah, I don't know. It's the NFL so crazy. I would have never thought the Chargers would be 0-2 coming in this year either. So, but yeah, I was impressed with the Titans today. I was impressed with Tannehill. We'll see what week 3 Tanny looks like. I'm not all in on him yet, but if he can put another win, another good game together. I think he rushed for a touchdown too, so he still got a little bit of run in him.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I remember he used to be like fantasy wise, get a touchdown running here or there, or have like 20, 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a decent running quarterback. I mean, he's a little older, and I don't know. He's probably what 36, maybe somewhere in there. But yeah, it was good. It was a good win. I was very impressed, especially how the game ended with the overtime win. And then, hey, did you guys see real quick? Did you guys see the Denver ending where Russell threw up? Oh, dude, he threw up a Hail Mary and he got tipped. He was short and then it got in the end zone. It's old Russell magic. And then they missed a 2-point conversion.
Yep. I saw that, yeah. They lost. Yeah.
And they lost.
Yeah, dude,
to the Commanders, the 2-0 Commanders.
Seriously, dude,
what a powerhouse.
Yeah, yep, dude. Good for the Commanders. Denver's a mess. Like, oh my god, yeah, that's embarrassing. So
Sean Payton was dying on the sidelines, though. He was laughing when that pass got caught. He was just like,
Sean Payton is on a landline right now, just cooking up a plan to end Russell Wilson's career.
I mean, he's also just like
stealing. This guy
he's just like stealing millions of dollars while losing games right now.
Oh man.
We'll see here. Kansas City. We can look at Kansas City, Buffalo, the other two kind of AFC teams that struggled last week. I hit my Dawson Kelsey special there with Dawson Knox touchdown, Travis Kelsey touchdown. For the listeners, Dawson, double D, my wife's Kelsey, so I love the Dawson Kelsey touchdown combo there, and that hit for big.
Great reason.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then but
what's your dog's name?
Yeah, if only there wasn't a boo. Yeah. In the league. Yeah.
I'm naming my dog Justin Jefferson so I can bet on
I can say that. Yeah. But Kansas City, Buffalo both won. Was there a team, Colin, you were more impressed with between Kansas City and Buffalo?
I mean, the Buffalo was like a get right game of like, hey, let's actually, stick to our script. Let's not turn the ball over. So from that perspective, it was good that they didn't, turn the ball over. And with Kansas City, it was like, hey, Kelsey, thank God you're actually playing. So I think I give credit more so to Bills of just, getting the job done from that perspective. Though with the Kansas City game, I mean, awesome job to the corners for locking down Calvin Ridley because he is somebody that absolutely went crazy week one, and the fact that he was shut out essentially week two is a really credit to Kansas City's defense. I'm saying that with a hurt heart because in one of my leagues I have Ridley, and hopefully that will not cost me a loss, but we'll see.
They let Christian Kirk go. They just said, hey, we're going to lock Ridley down, let Kirk get his, and they won the game. So
exactly.
I mean, 9 points in Jacksonville. That's very impressive.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
That is super impressive. I'm more impressed with Kansas City getting back on track. I mean, I thought the Bills were going to smack them around. But Kansas City needed to get right. And Jacksonville's obviously got high hopes. So that's a huge win for them on the road.
Yeah, no, this felt like a must win almost for Kansas City because like you go into a 0-2 hole, lose to a team you might be fighting for second or first place even for the playoff spot. And it wasn't a must win obviously, but it felt very important. So that was big. Otherwise, we still got 2 minutes. Miami's up. They're up by 2 touchdowns now. I'm guessing they're going to win this game as expected. Really, only other game that we looked at was Detroit-Seattle. So I was on Seattle. Everyone else was on Detroit, but I didn't feel confident. It was just kind of like going against everything else. But Seattle, man, they came back. Detroit struggled a little bit, had a couple mistakes.
Can't trust the Lions. Typical story, man. They look good week one, and then
the whole NFC North lost this week. The Vikings, Packers, Lions, and Bears. So
it's a rough division up there.
That's why we can get that wild card, baby.
Pack can win with a 9-8 record. They might win the division. Come on.
Hey, it hits our over and it gets us in the playoffs. That's all I want.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. I'm riding with
you. We're a little bit overhyped after last week. I don't know, but I think Seattle just didn't play very well last week, and the Rams maybe are better. Maybe the Rams are better than we think.
Rams covered, man. I called that. They covered a late field goal. They didn't get dismantled by San Francisco, and that was one of my picks of the week last week. So
Yeah.
Plus 7.5. It was, I think, 23-20. They've lost by 7, but stuck with them.
All right, so we got like 30 seconds left. So let's take a little quick break. We're gonna come back. We'll look at our eliminator picks for a second, and then we will talk about the Monday night games. Maybe put a couple picks down, make a little bit of money. So stick with us. We'll be right back.
I just broadcast on YouTube.
All right. Welcome back to the Hedge with Double D. Oh, guys, we forgot when we started the show the old
The Sounders?
yes. Sorry.
Hedge.
Oh my gosh, iTunes is giving me a thing. Here we go.
The Sounders.
I'll do it for you.
With Double D.
The Hedge. We're having fun tonight, boys.
There we go. So yes, welcome back to the Hedge with Double D. Honestly, I think at the first segment, I don't even know if I ever said the name The Hedge with Double D. We're just having too much fun. People know, people know. If you know.
If you're a part
This
of the
is going to be on
squad.
ESPN.
Exactly. Yeah, this is on the Ocho.
Yeah. That's where journalism truly lives.
Yes.
As long as I can be Cotton.
All right.
All right.
So we got our eliminator picks from today, whatever this week. Tony and myself, we both had the Bills, and that obviously hit easily. And then Kelsey and Dylan both had the Cowboys, and that hit easily. So congrats to everybody.
Wait a minute, what did I have?
Colin, let's see here. Colin did. That's right. Colin had the Vikings week 1, so he is out.
Yeah, that's right. I trusted
And did
Kirk
not.
Cousins in week 1.
Yep. So you know what? I should have known when Colin had the same dog as me and the Bears. I should have known. I should have known. So
oh, that hurts.
the Patriots just scored. See,
Yes, they did, and they didn't give the ball to Ramondre Stevenson. They gave it to Hunter Henry. So
Henry.
thanks.
Oh,
for
I
that.
like Hunter Henry. Yeah.
Well, he's on my bench. That doesn't help me.
Oh. All right. Okay. So
King Henry on the bench.
now we just need, if Waddle will score, I'll get some good money. I've already hit my what do we say? The Mostert bets. That's good. Good stuff. Okay. Otherwise, eliminate.
We get it, Dawson. You're rich. Whatever.
You're doing great, y'all. Just I have to say it all now because next week you never know if it happens again.
Yeah, that well's gonna run dry.
It may never happen again. Yeah. So you gotta beg while you're beg. You gotta brag while you can.
Yeah. You're rich, we're poor, you're right, we're wrong. I'm dumb, you're smart,
Not allowed to say it, but thank you for saying it.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Okay. Well, we'll make our next eliminator picks on the old Wednesday night show. So we'll have to wait for Colin won't, but we will.
I'll watch. It'll be fun.
Fun. Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, that's a good pick. Oh, that's a decent pick. I don't know about that one.
I like that one, which I can play. We'll start a second chance eliminator. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No participation trophies. I appreciate it, but
I want to just do another one. I might lose next week too.
Once we're all out, we'll just run it back.
For 17 weeks. I'll do that for the community of the Hedge to know that it's okay.
See who goes the furthest, though. All right. So, the Monday night games. There's 2 of them this week. That's exciting.
Yeah.
2 games, they're gonna be going on at the same time. One starts at like 7, one starts at 8. So first game is the Saints at the Panthers. Oh, I gotta pull up all the odds here. Let's see here. So the Saints and the Panthers, I believe the Saints are -3. Yeah. And then total 39.5, so pretty low. Money line on DraftKings, at least, Saints -155, Panthers +125. So I don't know as much about this game. I feel like I have more to say about the next game, and I'm much more interested in watching the next game in general. The South NFC South is doing better than we thought, but that doesn't mean I find the Panthers Saints to be super interesting. I mean, it still might be. I don't know. Honestly, the Panthers are more interesting to me than the Saints. Derek Carr just doesn't excite me. Not that he's bad, just feel like the Saints are going to score like they're going to win some games scoring 20, 24 points. I like the Saints here, though. I still don't trust Bryce Young and the Panthers. I don't think they're that good. There's not all the player props are out yet, so I don't really have any player prop picks for this, but I would like, maybe, the Panthers tight end, I think his name's Hurst, maybe him if he has a low yards total again, like he did last week, maybe take that. But otherwise, I think I just like the Saints to win, maybe buy it down to 2.5 instead of just -3. Colin, what stands out for you in this game?
I think for this one to actually be fun, you need to you got to have a 2-leg parlay, like have the Saints -3 plus an anytime TD score, whether that's Miles Sanders for the Panthers to score, that gets you to +470. Or you can have the Saints -3 plus Olave to score, that's +349. I think the answer has got to be somewhere in that 2-leg parlay of an anytime scorer, because that'll make it fun, especially if you tie it to fantasy as well.
Okay. And if you're confident, maybe Dylan, like if you're like us, maybe put one bet on the Saints to win, one bet on the Saints to win, parlayed with the anytime touchdown score. What do you think, Dylan?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry. Zoning out here, boys. I was just thinking about how bad the Panthers are going to be. I was just like in my head, like,
money on the
is
Panthers?
Miles Sanders going to score? Like, is anybody going to score?
You're gonna score. Yeah.
No, I mean, no, I do think that they're going to score a touchdown. I mean, it's an NFL team. They got an NFL roster. Bryce Young looked, not great last week. Trying to see, I had his stats. I was looking at it a second ago. I think he went, let's see, he went 20 of 38 for 146 yards and 2 picks.
So small.
Yeah. He played for Alabama, so like, who cares about him? No, I'm just kidding. But no, I mean, he's a number 1 pick. I expect him to get better as the season progresses, of course. But like Carolina, like, just doesn't have any weapons. Like they got like Adam Thielen out there, like, they lost DJ Moore.
Yeah.
I just think it's going to be a rough game for the Panthers, and I think the Saints are really good. The Saints picked Tannehill off 3 times week 1, so from watching them play the Titans last week, them going up against Carolina, I think this is an easy Saints -3. And I would also opt for the under, on this game. It's 39.5. I just see it being 24-10 or 30-7, or like, the Saints just like really blowing them out. The Saints have a good defense, and the Carolina Panthers have a bad offense. So, kind of makes for that. It's hard to going against the home dogs, it's a divisional game. So there's always that little mixed in, vibe there of like, well, they play each other a lot. Maybe they know each other. They do know each other, but, my gut's telling me Saints -3. I play it up to -7. I mean, you could get an alternate spread if you want to get some juice in there. I just think they make a statement Monday night, prime time. They want to display Derek Carr, and they got weapons. Rashid Shaheed just came out last week, who's another weapon to go on with Michael Thomas and Chris Olave. So if you got Derek Carr with weapons, I mean, this would be a great time to just run it up.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No, I could see the Saints pulling away and winning by 16-17. So it looks like we're all on the Saints here. All right. Well, let's move on to the later game. The Browns at the Steelers. This is going to be a big game. It could also be a super low scoring game. This could be one of those like 13-9 AFC North.
Hmm.
Just, dog fights. We were talking earlier, it looks like maybe Amari Cooper might be out. And then for sure Deontay Johnson. Deontay Johnson.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dante Johnson is out, yeah.
He's
So
out.
Allen Robinson stepping in for him.
So the two top receivers, I mean, Pickens, I guess, is top receiver, but two of the top receivers are out for the game. So maybe a low scoring game. Let's see here. I'll look at the exact odds.
Is there any value in the old school just home dogs money line? It's like plus 138 or something for the Steelers.
Ooh, where are you getting? So on FanDuel, I'm seeing plus 114 on the Steelers.
Okay,
yeah.
that was earlier in the day. That was like 2
so
hours
maybe
ago.
it's gone down.
I picked the Steelers as my home dog earlier in the week.
That's right.
And yeah, but I didn't know Deontay Johnson wasn't going to be playing, so that sucks. But I think there's, man, you can't pick against the Steelers at home after a loss, like confidently against the Browns. Like, they look good week 1, but there's always the means, to bat for regression here in the NFL, playing a very tough divisional opponent that's taking care of business against them for a long time. So I don't know, Dawson, what do you think?
Man, I think I'm actually on the Browns here. It's kind of surprising, but I think I believe more in the Browns, even in the previews, the divisional previews. I had the Browns over, and I think I had the Steelers under. I may have had them over, I can't remember. But I mean, I think the Steelers are going to struggle to score points. I think the Browns might also, but I think Deshaun Watson's better than Kenny Pickett or Pickens. Pickens.
Pickens, the Pickens.
And I think Nick Chubb.
It's Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, it's Pickett.
It's Kenny Pickett's.
Pickett and then wide receiver Pickens.
Pick six. Yeah. Kenny pick six. Yeah. Pickens and Pickett.
Let's get the picks in on Pickens.
Okay, so Nick Chubb. Basically, what I'm thinking is, I think I like the Browns to win. I think they put the Steelers in a hole. And see, I had it. Here it is. Okay. So I like Nick Chubb to score a touchdown also with Cooper out. He didn't score last week. I like to jump on people who score a lot of touchdowns the week after they don't score one. That's a trend I like to get on. And I mean, some of that worked this week. I can't remember exactly, but we had a couple of big touchdown scores. So I like Nick Chubb to score. I like the Browns to win, and that gives you plus 170 on DraftKings right now. So that's pretty good. Otherwise, the player props are not all out, but I'm going to be rolling on the unders for those. Maybe buy a little bit of yardage for both quarterbacks, and definitely take the under for Pickett for sure. Maybe stay away from Deshaun Watson because I think I'd lean toward the under for him, but he might, I don't know, there might be a couple big plays. But I think I'm going to lean toward a lot of the unders in passing and receiving, and maybe some overs on rushing. I think it's going to be like a low scoring, run the ball a lot game. Browns win toward the end, kind of, last possession type of thing. Colin, are you going to ride with me on the Browns? Or are you going to take the Steelers here at home? Mike Tomlin?
Yeah, I mean, with the Browns, it's like, do you think that Deshaun Watson, with a lot of his passes last week going into the dirt, do you just attribute that to the bad weather, or do you think he's still kind of the same person that he was the last year? And I think it's tough, especially going up against Tomlin. So it's, when you're getting points with Steelers, it's kind of fun to just throw the points at them. But I do think you're on the right track that, the Browns are theoretically the better opponent. This is one of those, honestly, stayaways, because it's going to be such a grisly game. And the fact that Vegas has got the over under at 39.5, I mean, that just is so tricky. I mean, it's just begging you to hit the under, which makes me real nervous. I would lean under. for all of it if I had had to choose one, but at the same time, one touchdown at the very end could just send it to 24-17 over. So yeah, this is I think that the Browns are going to win it, but I think for betting purposes, it's more juicy if you go with the the parlay into the Steelers. But I do think that the Browns are going to take it.
Okay. It might be something I like to do on FanDuel because they let you do with the alternate spread like really big either way. Might be one of those like put plus 8.5 on both sides because you think it's going to be one score game, and then you've got some good odds to parlay with another under on a running, or I'm sorry, under on a receiver or a passing total. Get some good odds there. All right, guys. Well, we've got our Monday night picks. Anybody got any other player props or anything you want to throw out for Monday night? Dylan, you got anything?
Yeah, I got one for you guys. One I like this week. If you want something a little juicy, if you want to feel alive, like I like to feel. I mean, you got to get into plus 500, 700 territory. Give me Nick Chubb, 2 touchdown scoring prop. Is a good one to look at. I just think with him not scoring last week and him being so dominant, and if they get down there close, you're going to run it with them. It's plus 700 right now. I think it's almost a shoo-in that he gets a touchdown this week. I think plus 115 is nice, easy money. But if you want to feel a little, feel a little froggy, a little frisky, and ride with the Chubb, getting a little quarter Chubb for your boy Nick Chubb, then
they're legal.
I've got Chubbs for you. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, that guy gets me fired up. So let's get a plus 700. I'm putting it in just for some fun. I just think even that could be their only 2 touchdowns, their only points of the game could be just Nick Chubb show.
Him 2 touchdowns is 700.
Plus 700.
Woo. Dang, that's a crazy jump from 1 to 2. That's definitely worth taking. The Steelers defensive tackle Hayward's also hurt. So I mean, yeah, this is the time. Yeah, get a couple of up the middle touchdowns. I like that, dude. That's crazy. That's a crazy jump to go for 2 touchdowns. Is that on FanDuel?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna jump on that too. Then I like that.
I'm playing both of them. I'm playing 1 and 2, just laddering them.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Yeah, because I think, like you said, I think he definitely will score 1. He didn't score last week. And I could see 2, and it could be the only 2 touchdowns of the game, like you said. Yeah. All right, Colin, you got anything else for us?
Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. I'm looking at a little same game parlay for just Cleveland Browns money line plus Nick Chubb anytime TD score. It gets you plus 191. So less stress. If you want to add in Najee Harris as well, that gets you to plus 826, which could be a lot of fun. Just that whole. It's in the dirt. It's grimy. It's definitely hitting the under. So Cleveland money line, Nick Chubb anytime TD, Najee Harris anytime TD, plus 826. If you creep it into the degenerate special, but add in the under and you probably get plus 1100, I would guess.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I like that. Okay. So yeah, that just reminds me, remember to shop around because you said your Browns to win and Chubb to score was like plus 190. It was only like plus 170 something on or just 170 straight up on DraftKings. So
yeah,
I'll push that to FanDuel, get better odds. All right, guys. Well, let's wrap it up. That was fun. Oh man, what a great weekend. We got Monday Night Football. The weekend's not over. Dylan and I have got a big fun weekend next weekend, so we'll see exactly how we'll do the show. We'll still probably try to get it out. Probably just try to put everything out Thursday before we leave. Maybe we'll do the show from the week. Maybe we can do a little live snippet from the casino, Cincinnati from the casino, a little segment from the Hard Rock.
You got to see what the Thursday night game is, man. But I'm gonna be hammering a bunch of stuff just to feel it.
You can do greetings from the space station at the festival.
That's right. Maybe we can do no visual, just audio, talking at the casino, talking at the festival, making picks, talking about what's happening. We'll see what. Maybe put that on the Patreon when people start paying. Yeah.
That's all sunglasses.
Yeah, dude. Sunglasses on. Don't follow my picks. It's gonna be out there.
Sunglasses, heavy dilation.
A
Leave me
real
alone.
degenerate special. Yeah.
Yeah, they would. I will be the degenerate specialist on those picks.
Those are the only picks you're gonna make.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my phone away at the music festival. So I try not to. I try to separate myself from my finances when I go to that kind of event. If you understand what I'm saying.
Just don't accidentally put like some boosts on alert as opposed to sleep, because you can get in trouble.
Yeah, late night.
We looked it up. Ohio does have the sports book, online sports book. So yeah.
We're gonna keep it going.
All right. Well, yeah, let's wrap it up. As always, thank y'all for joining me. Colin, thank you for joining me. Too bad on the pack, but there's always next week.
Hey, there's next week. We got 17 of these things.
That's right. Dylan, as always, thank you for joining me. Too bad on the Vols.
Appreciate it, brother.
Next week.
Yeah, we gotta keep it rolling, man. I feel alive.
Pick a fight with what is it? UT Southern? Who's the next opponent?
I don't want to talk about it.
Doesn't matter. We're waiting for Bama now. Yeah.
Bama waiting room.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm waiting for you.
All right. Well, thank y'all again. Thanks for joining me. As always, like we say, bet responsibly. Listen to what we said. See if you agree with us. If you got a nice little parlay going, don't forget to hedge your bets. And we will see y'all next time on the Hedge with Double D. See you guys.
Peace.
Peace.